Do you think we're going to give you the satisfaction of seeing us live, side by side, once again, the way we did it in pre-COVID, Stevie P? No, we're going to let you, make you wait. And what are we going to be talking about, Steve? We are in a crisis. Crisis at Milan. The newspapers like to talk about us because there's nobody else to talk about, but we're going to talk about Milan Torino. We're going to talk about, obviously, the other games in Serie A. We're going to talk about week 26. We're going to talk about newspapers. We're going to talk about rumors, Patreon questions. And other than that, Stevie P, are we ready?
Let's go!
Let's get this. Oh no, we need to subscribe. Look, Fabio's in the background. He's telling us, Steve, just unplug something. Everything fine. Everything is okay. Stevie P,
gotta subscribe, guys. Hit that little bell. You will know when something of Milan Weekly Podcast, Coast to Coast, or the local soccer show will be presenting for you.
And on that note, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Let's go. Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, a crisis in Milan, and back to our roots. Stevie P, Vinny T, faithfully here every Monday. Stevie P, happy birthday.
We're back. Casa di Vincenzo, ladies and gentlemen. The Bachelor Palace of Power is in effect. Stephen P has arrived. I am here to keep Vinny's hands away from his mouth and have a fantastic Milan Weekly Podcast. Thank you to everybody who reached out for a happy birthday to Stevie. Tomorrow is happy birthday to Vinny. Thank you to everybody who put in a super chat for a little small goal of 100 smackaroonies to get us together.
Thank you for everybody that took the time and donated their hard-earned money. Happy birthday to our only Laziale in our group, Strasbourg Steve. Happy birthday to him.
The Laziale, Diego.
That couldn't win this week.
You know who's happy though?
Who?
Who's happy tonight? The Fante family is happy, Vinny.
Why?
Because they have us on their big giant 71-inch screen live in Philadelphia, where they grease the poles after the Super Bowl win.
Can I ask you something? And this, I'm going to take it back because it's been 5 years, right?
Boom! Super chat!
Ramis, thank you. Happy birthday to us. Thank you very much. And Stevie P, can you, just this one time, entertain me? The Fantas, the royal family of Philadelphia. Can you bring out your inner Bob Ross and paint us a picture of how the Fantas celebrated the Super Bowl win in Philadelphia?
Oh, the Super Bowl win. This is easy breezy. It's either they were dressed as Elvis 1 and Elvis 2, as usual. That's one thing that they do. Love them for that. They put on their blue suede shoes. Mm-hmm. They put on their green suede shoes and went dancing around Philly. But guys, it's more than that with the Fantas, guys. These guys are a beautiful, beautiful human beings. They've supported us from the beginning in everything that we do. They come visit. One day I would love to go visit them and really truly visit them, and not go for a little soccer tournament in the middle of a farm and tell them, hey, I'm in Philly, by the way. But really go visit them, because this is Philly's royalty. Philly's royalty.
To the Fantas, thank you for supporting us from day one.
But David, okay?
shit.
But the real thing is, it's not finished, Vinny, because
I'm sorry.
Dave, he has the canotier. Angie buys him the real canotier.
By the way, for all you English-only speaking people, the wife beater.
Guys, and he has that body, the pectoral muscle. You see him in all those pictures around the world. Around the world, he has the pectoral muscles. He's got the biceps. He's got the different Hawaiian shirts. And Angie, she, with all her grace, it's like she floats. She glides on ice around him. And whenever he needs, Angie's there. But if Angie cracks the whip, David, he's going.
This has been brought to you by your personal, what do you call it? The service announcement by Stevie P. If ever you're in Philadelphia, watch out for the Fantas.
Yeah.
Steve, thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats that we put up this little challenge, and we were put it up to the challenge, CVP, to you're not CP to come here as long as we're together. And I was hoping, Stevie P, I put it in the group chat, even when we're losing 1-0. This is going to be, where they're gonna win it for Stevie P. I don't know what to say anymore, Steve. I really don't know what to say anymore. I'm frustrated. I'm at a loss for words. I think the fact that going from a Super Cup performance the way we did, then you come up with some sort of win, a loss, a win, a loss, and it not just been losses after losses. And what's most frustrating this week is that other than Juve, Steve, we could have made some fucking ground. And then I know Bizak had sent us that picture in the Montreal club chat where Torino, Milan, the last time we won against them since 2013 was that 7-0 win. And then you start worrying, but I don't know, Steve. It's just like individual mistakes keep on coming up on the conversation.
Yes, absolutely. Individual brain cramps, mistakes. Angie, you're going to have to rewatch it to see what you missed, but I did a nice little Bob Ross for you and Dave that you can replay at another time. But all jokes aside, guys, this Milan has some major problems. And watching it on the day of your birthday, just hoping that they would give you like just one little present, 3 points, and let's move on and let's take advantage of Bologna losing, Lazio losing as well.
Yeah. No, Lazio tying, no? They didn't tie.
Tie or lost, whatever. We'll see it in the football.
They lost points.
There's a problem, guys. I think it's in between the ears. So, paying attention to a lot of chats and a lot of stuff they're reading on the newspaper. Guys, there's only so much blame you can give the coach all the time. Has he been perfect? Absolutely not. Was Fonseca perfect? Absolutely not. But the thing is, this team has some really, really tough problems in between the ears. And you just see things like the first goal. You kind of raise your hands in the air and want to walk out your house and want to just throw yourself in 71 centimeters of snow. Because that's what I wanted to do. And say, guys, I don't know what kind of shkaronya, bad luck this godforsaken team has on its hand right now. And a little bit of it is bad luck. A little bit of it is brain cramps. A little bit of it is personnel. A little bit of it is not being playing too much soccer. But you put everything together, guys, and this is what you get. And, we'll go through the stats. You can put up that screen again.
Yeah.
Sorry for the thing, but you can have 20-something shots and only have 8 on target. You can have double the opposition's corners and not get anything from it and lose the game 2-1. You can have all that possession and lose the game 2-1. The stats, if you would just look at the stats, you would say, wow, this was a game dominated by Milan, but in reality, it wasn't. It was a mirage of what should have been, and unfortunately cannot be because of just individual blunders.
Juan Carlos Martinez, dude, thank you very much for the super chat. Yes, maybe, who knows, maybe we'll get these specials again soon. I mean, Stevie P Live. Steve, it's just like because people like to talk, sports media set everything, the law of Murphy, if something has to go wrong, it will go wrong. The way it started with Magna, I just don't understand how we went from 5-6 weeks ago, right, to now, like, sell Magna, sell Teo, sell Leao, and I'm just trying to, and I'm gonna read you this question from Timmy on Patreon, and I think it's a great discussion point. Hey gents, great job, keep it up. Pioli was shown the door because people wanted him out. Management aimed for Lopetegui, but after fans' protests, they listened and brought in Fonseca. Fonseca asked for players and he got them. When things didn't work out, we blamed him and he was sacked. Now Milan has brought in Conceição, and once again, management delivered the players he requested. So my question is, who do we blame now? At some point, accountability needs to be taken, but by whom? I know the popular opinion is management, obviously. And for me, it's just like, look, I go back to, I'm not sure Manchester City fans are blaming the management for their lackluster performances, like 6 to 8 weeks, actually more than 6 to 8 weeks. But what do you say to that comment? Is it easy to blame management, Steve? Is it easy to, because it's not normal that a team shows up the way they showed up in the Coppa Italia, right? The way, okay, you had 1 point from Dinamo Zagreb, 3 games against Dinamo Zagreb and Feyenoord, 1 point. You're going to play Torino. You need to win, and you have, just seems like, I'm not going to say no reaction, Steve, because let's be honest, even after they scored off that blunder, I don't know what Mike was thinking, we were still attacking. And again, individual errors. And Conceição has mentioned that, individual errors, because that 1-1, okay, the 1-1 tie, the penalty, guys, it happens. What are you going to start blaming?
No, that was a fantastic save. Milinkovic-Savic, the goaler,
was Buffon circa 1999.
No, but he's known to be a good shot stopper on penalty shots. We had the guy who usually converts on penalty shots on the field, took the ball, no drama, hit a pretty good penalty shot, and was saved, guys. Those are things that happen. I'm not even mad at that. Not even mad at that. Okay? What I'm mad at is we keep on, this club keeps on getting in the news more often than any other club when things go bad. When things go good, it's very rare that they get more than a half a second clip somewhere. It's almost like they're Italy's target team in terms of when things go bad, let's shit on Milan and let's make sure that everybody airs the dirty laundry on Milan. And it's the players, it's the coach, it's management, it's the owners. Yeah, well, at this point, it's everybody. So everybody has to take accountability. I cannot pinpoint and say, oh, it's just his fault or it's just his fault. Yeah. It's a comedy of errors where we've said a long time ago, can I blame the owner? Yeah, because he hired the management. Can I blame the management? Absolutely. They hired the coaches.
So let me shoot this back to you, Steve. When you see a guy like Pavlovic is not the best player on the pitch.
No.
But when you see, it's been 3-4 games, guys, and I'm gonna say roba da Milan because, and Conceição even mentioned it, he's giving his all. So who do you blame for Pavlovic trying to give his all and the other one's not, or showing me that you are? How's that management's fault? I'm not saying they have no faults to be given, but it's just like, it's easy to blame management, but a game like this, Steve, it's like how many times we have to say, we need 12 straight wins. We need 15 straight wins. Now we need this. Now we need that. And the way the UEFA coefficient scores are going, it's not looking good for unless Lazio Roma wins the Europa League and they don't finish top four, we're getting a fifth spot. But it's just like, how do you explain that? Pavlovic is giving his all. How is he attacking? He's quasi center forward.
It's 3 straight games, though. The comment was right on the screen. 3 straight games that we have to take him out of his regular position, and he has to work like an absolute dog up there to scrape up some chances, right? So whether we love Pavlovic or not, to be honest with you, I don't want him in the best scoring position because more chances than not, he's not going to get that goal. What I'm asking for on the players, and I can pick something to blame everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I look at the players and I see they're not giving it their all. It's obvious. You see it. You see Leao getting subbed off at halftime. Why? We're passing a message. Is he injured? We're not going to find that out, right? We're not going to know.
Did you have a problem
No
with
problem with that. Absolutely no problem with that. I would have probably changed. If he really, really wanted to make a statement, he would have made 3 consecutive changes right away at halftime. And he said, you, Theo, you sit. You, Leao, you sit. And someone else. Again, but he's gambling now. Now the coach is put in a very bad spot. He's gambling now. It didn't work out for Fonseca. But how long can we go like this? Because at Milan, there's a mental problem. Because those types of own goals happen at a very amateur level. That ball could have went everywhere and nowhere at the same time, but it ended up hitting Chow, which, I don't know how we can blame the defender. He's running back, trying to shield, gets a little push on the back.
Yeah.
It was, but that's the problem that I'm more worried about. There's no communication on the back line, between the back line and the goaler. There's no communication between the midfield and the forwards. You see a lot of errant passes, 1-2 balls that are going to space and no one's running into that space. That's a problem. That's a very, very big problem in terms of communication. And that is us cheaply giving away the ball to a team that's playing a very low block like Torino. Didn't do really much after that. And we even tied this game. We tied this game, and in a span of 2 minutes, this is where I blame Chow. You make a foul, you create a foul. It's fine, it happens.
Let's concentrate on putting our arms up.
No, just stay in front of the ball. Who pushed him off that ball? Take a fucking card if you have to. But you guys are on the back line, the whole back line, plus the midfielders, all sleeping. And we're gonna go. Let's go, and we want to continue blaming people. Let's continue blaming people. Yeah, it's good. We're playing with 4 strikers that don't, and half of those strikers, or 3 out of 4 don't work.
João Felix, they contained him pretty good because he wasn't invisible in this game.
João Felix, I think the book is out on him already. If you play physical with him, he's not going to give in that effort. That's a big, big problem. And you have to play with heart, and you have to play with La Grinta. This team has no heart and no Grinta. No one plays for the shirt. And if we continue going up, that has to come from the management. You understand? We have, Ibrahimovic. I'm the lion. I'm the god. I'm the this. I'm the that. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's not the time for gods and this and that. The time is for you to shut the fuck up and work with your other 3 friends and figure out a way to fix this. Keep them in retiro. I don't know. Tell them you're not going home. You're not seeing your kids. These guys get paid a shit ton of money to play the really, really, really good sport, a beautiful sport, for a fantastic team, a team that we love. It's loved across the world and across Europe, and they're playing like fucking babies. Babies. It's annoying. It sucks to watch. You have to hear, other teams, what's wrong with Milan? People keep on asking me everywhere I go, what's wrong with Milan? I don't know what's wrong with Milan. If I knew what was wrong with Milan, I would get a job at 6 figures. And then I can't be the lion because he's the lion. I would pick another fucking animal. I'm the rhinoceros. Or I'm the fucking giraffe. But I'm some other fucking animal that's going to kick your ass.
You're a tiger. There's a lion and there's a tiger.
No, I want to be the rhino. Okay, I'm the rhino.
You're the rhino.
Rhino or hippopotamus. Those are the two animals that I choose.
As hard as this may be, because I don't want to go with a flop, Steve. Do you even have a top for this match?
There's no top. Well, yes, there is a top. There is a top.
Okay, go ahead.
There is a top. And it's Pavlovic. Absolute monster.
Yeah.
Absolute monster. Defensively, we've seen him offensively the past 3 games. Absolute monster. So everything that, we say about the management, well, management picked Pavlovic, you understand?
Yeah.
So are we doing everything wrong? No. But someone wanted Pavlovic and we got Pavlovic, and that's a good signing. It's getting these guys on the same page so that they're on the same journey. Right now, they're not on the same journey. Yes. Is Theo at the door? Is Leo at the door? Is whoever else, Magnao at the door? Guys, I don't know.
Is Conceição the man to do it, Steve?
We have to believe in a project, though. I don't think
firing Conceição is a solution.
It's not a solution. It's not a solution because you brought him in halfway through, right? Yeah. And whether we like it or not, there was the other guy, Lopetegui, that they wanted, another Spanish guy. And I don't think he was their first choice either. I think their first choice was Conte. And Conte decided to go to Naples. Probably best decision of his life. Because with this management, it was not going to last.
No, I don't.
Because there's too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. That's what's happening at Milan right now. Everybody thinks they're the Chiefs. And everyone thinks they're a chief. And there's not enough Indians to do their work. Right? Moncada thinks he's the sporting director. Ibrahimovic thinks he's the sporting director. Friulani thinks he's the sporting director. Well, you know what, guys? We don't have a sporting director. That's the major problem. We said it a couple of shows back. Go back 3-4 shows back. Get me a true sporting director. I don't even want to know his name.
Bonera's not a sporting director because he got fired from...
Well, that's a great point too, And I know Fabio had sent us over, and we have it in English, what the Curva said. I'm not the biggest...
Let's see if I could actually translate this.
No, it's in English. It's in English.
It is in English, so let's see. Because
while you look for that, they bring up a fantastic point about the Futuro project. Go ahead.
Now that the failure of our season is becoming more and more evident, it's time to start naming names. Arriving with his usual arrogance and under the curse of Cardinale, Zlatan Ibrahimovic has made a series of disastrous decisions. First, Fonseca presented as the best of all coaches, then Conceição, whose results we are now painfully witnessing, practically non-existing. Zero planning, zero empathy, just his annoying presence, which has made the atmosphere in Milanello almost unbearable. The cherry on top, the complete failure of the Milan Futuro project. Due to his clash with Abate, the team was handed over to Bonera under the supervision of his friend Kirvoski. What an American has to do with the Italy's Lega Pro, only God knows. The result? A team in a dire situation now trying to save itself by signing experienced players completely against the original goals of developing youth talent. And Bonenda got fired today, guys. Anthony Lafleur, grazie. Give it to me. Thank
Vince
you for
Mancini. You're the best, Vince Mancini.
Thank you, Vinny. Already Vinny, Anthony Lafleur. Thank you guys for the support. Real appreciate it. We don't need amateur sorcerers who lack even the gift of humility. We need top-level professionals who actually know their jobs. Ibrahimovic can go back to taking selfies on a boat or in the gym instead of poisoning us with his harmful presence.
Those are some tough words, guys. Tough words, but again, very true, guys. Very true. When, we knew that there was a gamble on this Ibrahimovic thing, right? So we had Maldini in a similar spot, but at least sporting director. But Maldini is a flag for Milan. It's a bandiera of Milan. There was humility. There was respect. There was like a lifelong commitment to this club. Guys, whether we like it or not. And I love Ibrahimovic. I love him as a player. I love the character. I love the arrogance as a player. but that doesn't always translate perfectly into an actual person in management. No one wants to be managed by an arrogant fuck. No one. It's kind of the worst thing you can have in the world, is getting managed by an arrogant fuck who keeps on saying stupidity, and where no one believes.
Facebook Frank has sent us a super chat.
Boo!
Facebook Frank, thank you very much. Need to bust out the Milan apron. Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Really appreciate it. But
so what happens is when you're managed by guys like this in a way that, you know, it's very condescending, I could just imagine that's what happens on camera. What happens behind the scenes? And that's the problem, guys, is we know, or we're getting a little touch of what's happening behind the scenes, because there's a crack in Milan. Because it's impossible that, I'm going to say Gazzetta dello Sport.
The amount of stories that are coming out.
Yes, and I'm saying Gazzetta dello Sport just because it's the most popular. But Corriere dello Sport.
Mediaset. They're all there.
They all have a similar story with a little bit of change here or there. And like you said, now Magna's going to re-sign. Last week it was Magna signing a new contract till 2029. This week is he's signing a new contract, but it doesn't guarantee that he's going to stay forever.
Yes.
Right? Which we know. Contracts in Europe are just
last week we were going to sacrifice Theo or Leao for João Felix after 2 games.
Yes,
I don't know if
after
you,
2 games, yes. That was
then we had Pulisic to come out and say, I don't understand why these things are being written. I don't have a problem with Conceição whenever. It's just like, I think, you know what? A story, Vlahovic at Juve, right? I think would muster these kind of stories. Steve, what did we hear about Vlahovic?
Absolutely nothing.
Forza Vlahovic se ne va.
And that's it.
And that's it.
It's
But
finished.
Milan, we have a team of next year already. We have new... Like, it's just... And again, guys, we have nobody to blame but ourselves, the way we've been performing. It starts Thursday, Steve. Bologna. We're going to get into football. We're going to get into the remain... We're going to go through Super Chats if there's any questions on the Patreon. Steve, I'm sorry I have to fucking repeat myself once again. It starts on Thursday. You got Bologna... Right? You got to look for possibly 4, 5, 6 game winning streak. Coppa Italia. This it's happening. Is it Thursday they're playing? I think it's Lazio Inter on. There's 2 games, Wednesday and Thursday, I believe. It's just that I don't know. I am a hopeful romantic. I love my beloved team. I'm never gonna turn my back on them. And guys, if Presidente sent us a starting lineup of the banter years, please stop saying we're like the banter years, guys. Because if I need to pull up that email, you guys are gonna cringe. But what do you see? What are you predicting? What do you?
I don't know anymore. I'm never a big one for predictions, but I am someone who says that this team is officially in a crisis. They have zero identity on the pitch. They have zero identity off the pitch. They are a burning building right now. And it's very sad because this is the team that I love. This is the team that I watch. And, you know, I don't mind and I understand that we cannot win 38, 36 games in a row. I'm not someone who EAFCs this thing. I understand that, you know, there will be results, like there will be weeks like this where you will lose. And I have no problem losing against Torino. You know, I think that the problem here is it's the way we're losing. It's the way we lost against, you know, Dinamo Zagreb, which started this cascade downwards because, you know, of extra games that we had to play against Feyenoord. The way we lost at Feyenoord is snowballing the effect. What happened when we took the lead after 1 minute and then, you know, Theo Hernandez has this complete meltdown and decides to take a card for simulation when he already had a card, absolutely snowballing into what happened now at Torino, where, we're taking own goals like as if we play in a Sunday soccer league. This is the way that I don't want to see my Milan. I have a big problem with the way they're playing, what they're trying to do, because I don't understand it. And if someone does understand it and is more intelligent than me, please let me know. But I will argue to the death that this team does not know how they want to play.
Let's move along the conversation. We're going to talk about Serie A football soon, and go back to your questions, super chats, and Patreon. So on that note, this segment is brought to you by Fubo.tv, your home for all things Serie A and EPL here in Canada, e se può ascoltare anche in italiano, Stevie P. Udine.
You want to take a penalty shot, or I take a penalty shot?
He's putting la trompetta.
They put la trompetta.
Lecce Udinese 1-0 in casa del Lecce, Stevie P.
This was funny.
Why? Wait, you don't want to give me the penalty shot?
No, I'm taking the penalty shot.
Wait, so basically, if you guys didn't hear, Lorenzo Luca, was it
Luca, the young striker, unfortunately had
the whistle for the penalty shot. Tovin goes over there.
Well, he's the shot taker. He's the penalty shot taker.
And what did he do?
He ripped it off his hands and he said, "No, I'm taking it."
Me lo prendo io.
He scores, but then the coach, chapeau to the coach of Udinese, he says, "This is my team.
Non si gioca più."
Tovan is the penalty shot taker. You don't want to follow the rules. You're coming out.
Yeah. And even compare Ciccio just ripped him off after. Yes, that was completely inexcusable, even though they got the 3 points. Bologna, by the way, Steve, if this was a weekend to gain 3 points, this was the weekend.
Yeah.
Parma che vince in casa contro il Bologna 2-0, followed by a snooze fest of Venezia and Lazio 0-0, and then we're like, okay, Milan is coming, we got an opportunity, and Torino 2, Milan 1, e dopo ci stava l'Inter, Genoa. They got it done, Steve.
That's what happened.
No, there's no trumpets.
Yeah.
Why is there a trumpet, Fabio? There's one goal. Inter, Genoa, and Lautaro con goal. But in the end, Genoa didn't play a bad game. They're a nice little team, but it is what it is, Steve.
We would have lost that game, or we would have dropped points in that game.
Good for Inter, because they are gaining the first spot. E dopo ci stava la partita alle 6:30 la mattina. And another trumpet, thank you. Steve, fucking Como.
Yes, good for them.
Is this like the ball buster team of 2024, 2025?
Yes, in 2025, they have become the team that will.
And it's not like
change.
they didn't deserve to win. They played.
But when they played Milan, they deserved better than the result, that's for sure.
Yeah, so good for you, Como. Napoli taking a loss. It's one of the few ones.
We gotta give you props on this one. Conte took a book out of the Vinny Tavernese.
What did he do?
He said that Napoli played like Jekyll and Hyde. We said that first. We said it about Lazio.
Antonio Conte, know now that he watches Milan Weekly Podcast. Fiorentina, Steve. I don't know what the hell's going on.
So this is where I got mixed up at the beginning of the show. It's Verona that beat Fiorentina. And the scary moment for Keane in this thing, I'm happy that he's okay.
Yeah.
He's going to suit up for the Azzurri for sure. So happy that Keane is okay. But if anybody looks worse than Milan, I'd pick Fiorentina.
My God, not good. Verona, for a very important 3 points for their battle for relegation. Atalanta decided to, there's the multiple frischette on this one. Atalanta just manhandled Cinque Pere in casa dell'Empoli, Stevie P, and even them, they're like, no, we're here for the Scudetto. Do you think they have a chance?
Look, they're out of Champions League now. They fall into that once a week. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're also out of Coppa Italia.
They're out of Coppa Italia.
So it's once a week for Atalanta. We see the board right now. 3 points away from Inter, 2 points away from Naples, and again, 5 points up on Juve. So for Atalanta, it's Scudetto or nothing.
After that, you had, this one. You know what?
Suzanne.
Vlahovic with a lucky goal, but you know what? That's the way you need it because we can't get a goal if our life depended on it. But Susan gets a goal on this one. Actually, Thiago Motta made Kolumani play with Vlahovic on this one. And Gallery, again, didn't play bad, but hey, Juventus absolutely needed it. And you guys, you know what the worst part is? If Juve would have lost this game or just 1 point, Steve, this loss would have meant not much in our, the way they. But it is what it is. Juve is, are these a team to be wary of? For I don't know.
I think Juve has just as much problems as Milan. Just Milan is saying, "Let me hold your beer and let me make sure that we're always in the newspaper and not you."
And Roma today. My God, yes. Multiple trumpet in this one, 4-0. Steve Monzes is the inevitable, what would you say? Inévitable,
Yeah.
comme on dit en français, as you can see. Like
Inevitable that Monza goes down, guys.
Looking at this grid, Steve, let's go with the bottom.
I think the three bottom teams right now are the three teams that should go down in terms of the way they're playing. Empoli, Venezia, and Monza are by far the ones that are playing the worst soccer.
Okay, so, and who amongst these teams, out of these 20 teams in Serie A, do you think will make the biggest jump on top or at the bottom? Who will have the biggest point difference, or not point difference, most difference in the standings, according to you, if you look at this? After 26 games, there's 12 games left? Who would you think?
At the end of the year?
Who would have like the most, oh my God, what a difference, because they jumped so much high or because they dropped so many points? Hard to say. Like, I'm looking at this and I think, honestly, Steve, I'm gonna go with, I don't know why. I think Lazio is gonna come off of the top 6. I don't know why. I just, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Happy birthday, Stride Super Steve. But I just think Lazio is not going to stay in that top tier. How about you?
I think in the middle of the pack, I think Como could reach up to 10th place.
Okay. So 10th
and
place, that will make
Fiorentina can go as low as 10th place.
Oh, okay. So for you, Como will be the highest up jump up, and Fiorentina the highest going down.
Yeah, because I'm banking on Milan waking the fuck up.
Okay. So, cari amici sportivi, that was your Football.tv recap for Settimana 26 here on Football.tv, your home for all things Serie A and EPL here in Canada. Stevie P, let me go through some of the other questions here. Fabio had said, what did he say, Fabio? Why do you think they keep giving Tammy so much playing time and Camarda so little? He just scored again in the Futuro team and should be given more time instead of a player we know we are not keeping. What do you think? That's a pretty good question.
I don't know why. I really don't.
Fabio, we don't know why.
It's something that I said a while back ago. I think when I look back at that comment that I made, I honestly would probably not even keep this guy around this team the way we are right now. I think there's too much rottenness. There's too much mold in this team.
Do you think at Monza would have been a good move? Him and Zeroli. Zeroli went.
I'm okay with him staying. I'm okay with him staying with Futuro. I think that was one of the things that we wanted to talk about with what the Ultra said. Besides the disappointment of Milan itself, the first team, which of course we take to heart, the Futuro project, guys, which I was very excited for, is not really
It's not working out
manifesting itself into what I thought that they were going to build. And that's unfortunate. And this goes back again, why I blame management the most out of this, because they had to take care of this.
Do you think
they had to put someone in charge, Vinny, not an American who knows absolutely nothing about that portion of Italy and their type of soccer, they had to put someone in there who knew what they were doing and knew what they were looking for in terms of talent, young talent. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, remembering back at what they wrote, now they're trying to sign a little bit more established Serie A players to try to stay up. That's not the project of Milan Futuro.
And if you fail, you fail. It's your first time trying it. You fail. It is what it is. Look, guys, it is what it is. David Gorasho, good evening and happy belated birthday, gentlemen. One question and it's short. What now? Complete change of management once the season is over, or do you think Adele will clear house ASAP? I don't think so. I really don't think anything's gonna happen, Chief.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I am very scared that if they do clean house and they do decide to sell some of our more established players, I am very scared at this management being the one in charge of spending that money. This is almost like banter era 2.0. And again, I understand people that say banter era 2.0 now, because this is probably even more frustrating than the original banter era. The original banter era, we knew. We had a fake owner, we had two clowns who didn't know what they were doing, bought a shit ton of people, bought band-aid players, had no project, had no nothing. And again, a fake owner.
Yeah.
And spent a shit ton of money and didn't get us anywhere. So this year now we have an owner who took over from the owners that saved Milan. And again, I don't know. I would be really scared for them to sell these players before fixing the house at the top. A lot of people say you build a foundation from the bottom. I think in sports, it's very important that you build from the top.
Yeah.
And once your top is set up and they get their people in there who are making their moves with their project and what they want to do, then I'm okay with people spending money, And again, we're gonna throw flowers at Inter. Yeah, they have financial problems, absolutely, but they had a problem. They were missing a direttore sportivo, and they went and get him. We slept and they went and get him. They had no problem bringing in Juventine. We decided to collect all of the sloppy seconds from Juve, the stupid Bonucci deal, the stupid thing. But what we really didn't want is their major asset. They're probably their best and probably Juve's worst move is getting rid of Marotta.
And you know what people want to joke around? It's the Marotta League. It's good for him. He knows what he's doing,
yeah.
Right? And he commands respect. And look, guys, it is what it is. It's only if we get the shit, he's lazy. Guys, to Ramiz, to Juan Carlos, to Vinny Mancini, to Anthony Lafleur, to Facebook Frank, thank you. Thank you so very much for the super chats. Josh even asked us a question that he wanted us to answer. Our green screen guy, Fabio, told us. What do you think happens if we like 2 games, Steve?
No, but it's just more papers. There's nothing's gonna happen.
He's not gonna fight. Nobody's getting fired.
I don't think so. I'm joking here. I don't even want to lose the next 2 games, to be very honest with you. I would be a little bit more motivated for the next Milan Weekly podcast if they win, especially the Bologna game, because I find that this is it's a calamity of errors, guys. It's this Milan is not really capitalizing on things that should have worked in their favor. You understand? Like the Dinamo game should have been a win, and would have got us into the last 8 of Champions League. We wouldn't have to have played these games against Feyenoord. It's the Shkaronia started from Dinamo, right?
Yep.
It really started from there. Then we had to make a move when we got Jimenez, which I have no problem with.
Steve, we had the best
Yes.
fucking winter mercato of all Serie A teams. I'm sorry.
And again, and it should have turned things around, but Of course, the bad luck got us drawn against Feyenoord. We win that Dinamo game. We take Jimenez. We go into the final eight. Maybe we were gonna get them again, but at least we're in the final eight.
Yeah.
And at least he would have played some games with us where not his second game or third game. I don't correct me here. All the statisticians on the thing on the internet, but not the third game is gonna be against his old team at Feyenoord.
He shouldn't have started that game.
He shouldn't have started that game. I think that was a mistake. Again, would have we have won the game or lost the game? Look,
We never know,
but let's go through that timeline. Then you have the bad goal by Mike. Okay, it happens, but we can't get back into this game.
90 minutes without an answer, and guys, it is what it is. On that note, guys, honestly, we just wanted to take the time to thank you, every single one of you, because Stevie P and I started doing this 2012, 2011. Not good with dates. It's been a while. I know we used to do this all the time. Stevie P, this was his therapy, coming over to my house, talking about Milan. The money that you guys are sending us, the super chats, the Patreon, there's no greater feeling knowing we get appreciated, and knowing like just something like donating money to a local soccer club, helping Fabio buy a brand new MacBook because he had a 1978 that was a hand-me-down from Presidente, buying a webcam for Gio. Stevie P, you need a webcam?
Whatever the funds go to, guys, it's greatly appreciated, guys. Really something very humbling. It's not every day. We've always been like this. We're not about the numbers. We don't care views. We don't care likes. We don't care about saying things that might not be with the norm. We do what we do, and we've been doing it for a long time. So let's rock and roll for another 10.
You know what? More pods coming together. Hey, you know what, Adriano? May I say, like, if you guys want to do, like, you know what? If we have a goal every month to get some sort of like $100 in super chats, and if we get it the first Monday of every month, we'll do it together, because it is hard for Stevie P or myself. Sometimes I'm working nights. Stevie P, guys, got 2 kids, family. Even though we don't live very far, but this was very entertaining, guys. In the end, what's brought us together is our love for Milan, or disdain for Milan. Hope is all we have left. It starts on Thursday, Serie A against Bologna. After that, let's go take on Lazio. Let's get Gio to New York City, or we'll just get all of us to sunny California, Steve. We can be shoveling sand instead of this sunny one.
Yes, absolutely.
One place we're definitely not going is Winnipeg, Manitoba. Vinny Mancini, we love you. You gotta come. You gotta come to us. You gotta come to us, Steve. Any parting ways before we end the show today?
Yeah, I want to do something different.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to channel positive vibes to this Milan. Yeah, from everybody across all of social media, I want to challenge everybody and all the chats that I'm in, the Milan Club Montreal chat, the Patreon chat, the chat in this Milan Weekly podcast, the Twitter feeds, the Instagram feeds, everything. Till Thursday. Sometimes they do silenzio stampa. We're not talking to the media.
I like it.
We're gonna do silenzio negativity. No negativity till after Thursday's game.
I like it.
No negativity.
Justin, we're talking to you.
We're talking to you directly.
We're talking to you.
No negativity till after Thursday's game. And after Thursday's game, we're going to try this, guys. We're going to try the holy way. We're going to bring back La Madonnina. I'm going to have to go steal it from my mother again. But the true Madonnina, the 19-incher, is coming out.
I like it.
We're going to try the holy water after that. But first step is no negativity.
No negativity.
Till Thursday.
All right. That you heard that. MW Patreon, Montreal chat, Justin, especially to you. Guys,
Justin, write it down. Just write it down on a piece of paper and keep all your notes for Negativity Friday.
Thursday, let's go get those fucking 3 points. On that note, ovunque e sempre. Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Forza Milan!
Ciao, guys.